How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is time for another video, and today we're gonna check out the top 10 most anticipated animes of summer 2024. Now, I think we're a couple days away of the summer officially starting. I think the 20th of June is when the summer officially starts. But for me, it's kind of sunny right now. Of course, you can see because I have the blinds down. But it's really sunny outside already, and for me, summer has already started. But we're gonna check out the top 10 most anticipated anime of this year summer, and I'm really excited for that. Without further ado, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to leave a like and subscribe as well. And yeah, let's dive right into it.
We're now thick in the middle of the spring 2024 season. As early as now, it's time to see what cool shows
no
the anime
spoilers.
industry will have in store for the coming months. And let me tell you,
Oh,
some
thank God.
big-time bangers are looming on the horizon, including interesting new anime and sequels to some of the
Oh,
biggest shows from the
Oshinoko, I'm
previous
looking
year.
forward
so
to
it's
that
time
one.
to temporarily leave the spring season behind and look onward to summer 2024.
100年クエスト燃えてきたぞ
100
Sword
year
of the
quest.
Demon Hunter kickstarts our list.
Okay. Kind of like a Demon Slayer vibe.
While the title and the
that was a
overall
clean
feel
sound.
of the visuals may suggest something we've seen quite a lot in anime,
Yep.
Sword of the Demon Hunter provides quite a unique entry to a summer season that's looking every bit as stacked. The story gets set in motion as the skilled swordsman Jinta gets charged with the not-so-glamorous job of slaying a demon threatening a shrine he'd sworn to protect. Only this time, it's not an ordinary demon we're talking about here. This enemy is one that speaks of the future,
Ooh.
prompting Jinta to follow it through time in an adventure that spans generations, one where he must learn to come to terms with his role and his dark nature. The leap through the future premise does give this anime something quite unique, but I think that what makes Sword of the Demon Hunter even more interesting is its source material. While it technically started off as a web novel, the actual published version of the novel is mainly targeted at adults and doesn't read.
By the way, I will start reading some web novels. So if you guys have any suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comment section, because I see a lot of people talk about it, and a lot of people, especially with ReZero, for example, a lot of people have been saying like the web novel is really good, and it originated from a web novel and stuff like that. And I'm excited to start reading that as well, because I just finished reading. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there underneath the Nezuko doll. I finished reading Uzumaki, which is like the very first manga that I bought, and I was like, wow, I enjoy this. So I want to start reading more manga. So if you guys have any suggestion, make sure to leave them down in the comment section. It would be really cool.
Read like a typical anime light novel. What this means is that you should expect some mature and more somber, darker themes at play in this one.
Ooh,
If you're an
that's
anime
good.
veteran who thinks they've seen it all, then this one ought to be a breath of fresh air. Next is the magical girl and the evil lieutenant used to be arch enemies.
魔法少女を掛け持ちしています
The battlefield is quite an eventful place. For some reason, it's also where sparks fly, where Cupid's arrow seems to tend to shoot through leaders of opposing forces. Case in point, evil Lieutenant Mira and magical girl Byakuya Mimori face off in a battle for the fate of the Earth. Sworn enemies met each other on the front lines and ended up falling in love with each other. With their new dynamics in play, one has to wonder how this is going to affect their ongoing conflict and their future allegiances to their factions. This was an anime announcement that came unexpectedly for many manga readers. The source material prematurely ended back in 2015 with the unfortunate passing of the author, and it could be that this was an anime that was already being made before those circumstances. So with that in mind, I also get the nagging feeling Studio Bones may be pushing through with this adaptation now out of a desire to finish what they started, this time packing it with an anime original ending to give the series some much needed closure. Seeing that act of love does give me some sentimental feelings, and I'm looking forward to seeing how the anime team concludes what seems to be a magical version of love after world domination.
Interesting concept though.
At number 8 is Why Nobody Remembers My World.
なんで誰も
Oh,
本当の世界を覚えていないんだ
Kei Sazane fans are feasting this 2024 thanks to the currently airing God's Game We Play and a sequel to Our Last Crusade, or The Rise of a New World slated for summer. However, we shine the spotlight on his third work, one which is also set in a fantasy world actually. This story tells of a grim future where humanity's victory in a war against demons gets overwritten and overturned. Kai, the boy who's seen both outcomes and was somehow erased from history, seeks answers as to what may have caused the phenomenon. In this bad future he finds himself in, he encounters the mysterious girl Rin and resolves to break free from this rewritten world. The road to get there won't be easy, but perhaps inheriting skills and weapons from the previous world's hero can give him the first step needed in order to bear his fangs against the world. As a fan of the author and Our Last Crusade, I'm really looking forward to this anime. The premise is nothing that hasn't been done before, but if there's one thing that Kei Sazane has proved with his previous works, it's that he's got some good world building skills.
Wow, he's just writing with fire.
Charming characters that audiences do take a liking to. I look forward to seeing what he's cooked up for this new series.
Damn. I may have to look up his previous shows.
For our 7th entry, we have a mouthful of a title, okay? It's the rookie middle-aged adventurer was trained to death by the most powerful party to become invincible.
What are we doing? What are we doing with these names, man? The rookie middle-aged adventurer who was traded to death by the most powerful party to... Oh my... Man, just call it the middle-aged rookie.
They say that youth is the best time for improving oneself. It's when people are most receptive to learning, and it's when they exude the most potential. The same is true for adventurers looking to grow their strength. Without starting young, the magic power that lets adventurers grow stronger starts running dry. But if there's one thing that Rick Gladiator proves wrong, it's the idea that it's ever too late. Here's a man who became an adventurer over the age of 30 and is at the top of his game, proving naysayers wrong in more ways than one. His secret? Well, it's super elite training courtesy of his mentors. Move over, teen prodigies in fantasy anime. The real deal is in the house. Overpowered hero shows are a dime a dozen, and this series is unapologetic about it. It feeds you the tropes that you've come to know and has a lot of fun with them, making it an entertaining blend of action and comedy. It kind of gives some One Punch Man vibes as well when I think about it. Now that should help set your expectations as well.
Okay. Never seen
Before
One
we
Punch
reach
Man,
the halfway
but...
point, Kengan Ashura Season 2 Part 2 is at number 6.
Ooh.
Ever since it started airing in 2019, Kengan Ashura has done its job satisfying anime fans' needs for combat sports anime. I see it as a partner in crime of sorts for Baki, and while Kengan Ashura is definitely the lesser-known franchise, it's a series that has been low-key getting better as time goes on.
I was about to say, this looks a lot like Baki.
Strong entry with some of the best fights with the most unpredictable outcomes. Kengan Ashura's second season is filled to the brim with fights featuring a whole slew of main and side characters duking it out. Kengan Ashura's Season 2's second part is set to come out this summer, and it looks to continue from where the first season left off. 3D fights will remain a big talking point for Kengan Ashura, but I think that Season 2 has certainly improved in that regard as compared to the previous entries. If you're up for more hot-blooded fighting and want to see more of the series' signature martial arts and violence, here's something for you to feast your eyes on.
Okay. Looks good, I'm not gonna lie.
We have a lot more summer anime in store for you, so don't go anywhere. In the meantime, why don't you go hit that like button to help support the channel and help this video do well. 5th in line, we have Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian.
What? Some of these titles don't make sense. My man is just sleeping.
Originally scheduled for a spring release, it got delayed to summer. But the wait is worth it though, as this is one of the most entertaining rom-com anthologies I've read in recent memory. It stars the prim and proper Alia and the carefree and lackadaisical Masachika. The two couldn't be any more different, and Alia makes no error in showing her disdain for her lazy seatmate. All the while, she hides her true sentiments in the Russian language. Unfortunately for her, Masachika knows exactly what she's saying. A rather fluffy and wholesome rom-com. Alia sometimes hides her feelings in Russian is something that will surely give you much needed sweetness in your life. Seeing the two opposites interact and grow closer together in their daily misadventures ought to brighten up your day, and it gets even better when the side characters start shining as they add more complications to the main duo's lives.
Okay, interesting.
Before we enter top 3 territory, we take a pit stop with a familiar face. Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest.
100-year
Anyone
quest.
seen this coming? When the Fairy Tail manga ended some time back, I did have a nagging feeling that a sequel was in the books. Sure, the author seemed to have moved on to Eden Zero, but Fairy Tail is by far Hiro Mashima's most popular work, and while the series has had a polarizing reception, there's a sizable group of fans wanting more. Thus, here we are with a continuation of Natsu and his friends' adventures, this time taking on the titular 100 Years quest. Their most challenging battle so far puts them in a mission to seal away the 5 dragon gods. Their journey puts them in the path of the Dark Guild Diabolos, and with a new guild member who may be more than meets the eye. The dragons may be the least of Team Natsu's problems. If Fairy Tail's ending left a void in your heart, then here's 100 Years quest for you. The manga is pretty much the same adventure filled with fan service and action fare that Fairy Tail had become known for over the years. It looks to reignite the magic felt in the early arcs, when things were a lot simpler and shonen power creep hadn't taken over the series. Now, the good thing about 100 Years quest is that for a major part, it felt like a fresh reboot of sorts, and if you haven't read or watched the original series, then you can easily settle in and start with this season.
Okay. Maybe I'm gonna give it a try in my own time.
Isekai Suicide Squad.
Oh! This is one that I've been looking forward to ever since it was announced last year. I think it was announced during the same time Solo Leveling was announced. So I'm excited to see how they're gonna do it. Gotta clarify, I'm not the biggest DC fan. As you guys can see, I'm a huge Marvel fan, but I still respect DC for what they're making and what they've done. But I'm excited to see how this is gonna turn out, because this looks really, really good, and I think this is gonna pull a lot of people who didn't like DC to appreciate DC a little bit more. Oh! That Joker sounds really good.
More and more global. Here's one big example. Isekai Suicide Squad is an anime that looks to merge 2 pillars of global pop culture: Western comics and isekai. Now, this isn't the first time that Western comic books and anime have crossed over, but compared to the Marvel anime from over a decade ago, those featuring Wolverine and the X-Men that look like seasonal filler.
How dare you?
Isekai Suicide Squad is a major production. Heck, they even brought in the guy responsible
Did I just show you out Michael Jackson?
VV. Given the guy's pedigree with writing compelling stories.
Hold on a minute. Now, speaking of ReZero, I know it's been a while since I've watched that show. The reason why I'm doing that is because as soon as I want to finish some shows. I said this already in another video. I want to finish some of the shows that I'm watching now, and then I'm gonna pick that one up. And I'm thinking I already recorded the last 2 episodes of season 1. Then I'm just gonna go going ham with season 2, just so I can be done for season 3. I think season 3 is coming out in October, if I'm not mistaken. So I just want to make sure that everything is a little bit neat on the channel before I start editing new shows or continuing some other shows. But speaking of ReZero, having the writer of ReZero to do this, I think it's gonna be an amazing show, because ReZero is just on a whole nother level.
Filler.
How dare you?
Isekai Suicide Squad is a major production. Heck, they even brought in the guy responsible for ReZero and VV. Given the guy's pedigree with writing compelling stories, it makes me even more excited to see what insanity awaits Harley and the rest of the supervillain crew in this trip to the world of swords and magic. This has all the ingredients for an over-the-top story that's bound to be filled with action, comedy, and a lot of other things we love from both DC Comics and Isekai anime.
That was a great voice line.
In second place is Tower of God's 2nd season.
Oh! Someone asked me to react to Tower of God, and I'm not gonna lie, I listened to one of the songs, just the song, just the original soundtrack, and I don't know which scene or where the song is from, but I just listened to the song and I was like, oh my god, this anime sound, the sound that they use make the anime look, I don't know, man. It gives me this feeling like that anime is really dark and really hardcore, so I'm excited, man.
Amongst the major webtoon adaptations that made it into anime form back in 2020, I can say that Tower of God is the best one if we take a look at the shows as a whole. Sure, I know it rushed through things like its 2 other contemporaries, but it didn't come to the complete detriment of the anime, at least not to the same level it did with its brethren that embodied wasted potential. The only gripe against it was that it ended too quickly. Those who long for a continuation will finally get their wish granted, as Tower of God is set to return this summer. And this time, it looks to cover an arc that many people loved and a definite step up from what the first season covered, which felt a lot like an appetizer. This may very well be the arc that justifies the hype behind Tower of God and shows anime fans worldwide why it's one of the most beloved webtoons out there.
Okay, say less.
Last but not least, we take a look at Oshinoko Season 2.
Oh, can't wait.
Just a year
Can
ago,
we just talk about that scene?
惑は
How dare these makers just hit us with this scene? Like, it was the first episode alone. Was like what, an hour 20 minutes, something like that. And ending it almost ending it like with this scene was just, oh my god. It's like, I don't know how to describe it, man, but it was just heartbreaking.
愛してる
Just a year ago, Oshinoko rocked the anime world thanks to an
Oh,
anime
and
team
it
that handled
did.
it like the next big thing it
And
set
it
out
did.
to be, along with the series' concurrent plots that both showed the cynical and inspiring side of showbiz. Oshinoko had a very strong case for Anime of the Year in 2023. This
Yep.
show captivated anime audiences worldwide, and when season 1 was nearing its end, season 2 became a matter of when, not if. We finally got a timetable for it, as the gripping tale of the siblings and their continued
Man.
foray into the entertainment industry is slated for a summer release. This time, the spotlight shines on the much-renowned Tokyo Blade arc, a stage adaptation of a popular battle manga. It looks to put together some combustible elements thanks to a love triangle that's heating up, as well as some creator adaptation team conflicts we've come to know as long-time anime fans. If you liked Oshinoko in any way during its first season run, then this second season is something that you're not gonna want to miss out on.
Oh, and I won't miss it. I'm so excited, man.
And there you have it. These are what I think are the top 10 most anticipated anime for the summer season. But go ahead and tell me what you think in the comments section. I do hope I gave you some ideas of shows to pick from a large number of anime the blockbuster summer has got lined up for you. Don't forget to check out the links in the description for other avenues where you can connect with the team. And that's a wrap. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video. Take care.
Alright guys, so those were the top 10 most anticipated anime of summer 2024. And for me, I'm mostly looking forward to Oshinoko. Like, that anime took over the world. Like, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like everywhere was just Oshinoko. I think they even had like billboards up in Japan, if I'm not mistaken, like at the Tokyo crosswalk. Like, they had like this huge billboard of Oshinoko there, and it's just insane how popular that anime was, and it's a really good anime as well. Another anime that I'm looking forward to, now I gotta go back and look up the name. I think it was the very first one, Sword of the Demon Hunter. That one looks interesting as well. That one looks like it's gonna be a really good anime. I don't know when this anime is coming out, the one that I'm about to talk about, but I'm also looking forward to Blue Lock Season 2. I don't know when it's coming out, and I don't know if it's already been announced, but I'm really looking forward to that. But in this video, I think I'm mostly looking forward to Sword of the Demon Hunter and also Oshinoko. And there was like another, oh yeah, and Suicide Squad. Oh, I think that's gonna be an amazing show as well. So looking forward to those anime. Let me know down below, is there another anime that wasn't included in this list that you guys are looking forward to? And also, I said it already in, I think, another video, but if you guys have any recommendations on other rom-com anime that I should watch, let me know down in the comment section, because I think we have 6 more episodes to go from The Dangers in My Heart, and man, I'm in love with that show. Love that show so much. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section what other shows I should check out, and as always, I will catch you guys later for another video. Take care of yourself, take care of each other. Peace.